Hello and welcome to Smoking Underground. I am Devin. This is Gary.
Hello.
And we have two special guests in the audience, but not really in the audience, sitting right next to us today. Mr. Juan Lopez and Tanya from Gurkha Cigars. Look at that. And then there's John.
And then there's
And I'm over here playing like usual.
Yes,
Yep.
indeed.
So we have special guests, as you can tell. They're probably going to join us every week for the next 18 weeks. I'm just joking. How you guys doing today?
Doing fantastic.
Wonderful.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate you guys being here today. This is wonderful. What do you think about all this, Gary?
Oh, I think it's outstanding. I happen to know Juan way back then, and it's good seeing him again today. I'm glad he actually shared some of the wealth over here as well, so that's nice. I'm just glad he brought in a pretty face, that's good, because I mean, dealing with him was just, well, anyway, but yeah, love it. Welcome.
Yeah, good to see you, Gary. Good seeing you. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I see you, my friend. He's there bringing up the fact that he goes, "You don't remember me?" I go, "I remember you. You haven't changed much. I'm the one that's gained all the weight and gotten all the gray hair."
I don't know about that.
It was literally 15 years ago.
Yeah, about 15 years ago.
Man.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man alive.
Yes,
Been a long time.
So today you can imagine what we're smoking. It's probably going to be Gurkha Cigars, right?
That's correct.
So
Indeed.
I want to get right into it
Mhm.
because I need to smoke one of these. Tell us what we're smoking.
So this is our latest offering. This is something we actually brought out at the PCA last year.
Yep.
And it's our first collaboration with El Artista, which is Ryan Rodriguez.
Okay.
And this young man, I met him probably about 5 years ago in Germany. Became a good friend of his, and we're always looking to work with some pretty good factories, and we'll go into that obviously as the show goes on, and we show you our different products. But yeah, so he makes this awesome little cigar called Buffalo 10 for a really good price point. And we went down to his factory and in Dominican, in Santiago. And man, I was shocked because you never hear of these guys. They're not mentioned, but they've been making cigars for so many people for so many years. So the company and the factory's been open for 60 years. His father is like a big influential guy in DR, knows all the other government guys and whatnot. And when I went there with Jim Kalusha, we saw the amount of tobacco this guy had. I mean, he had Honduran Corojo, which I'm smoking here with a Revenant. He had a ton of San Andres, and we started blending some stuff. And man, this guy hit it out of the ballpark right away. We were there for literally 5 hours. Within 3 hours, we normally do like about 15, 20 blends. We did 5 blends, and we knew the one we wanted right away.
There you go.
So he, it was a phenomenal price point in that $7 to $8 sweet spot. We kept it simple. So what we did was Robusto and Toro. All right. So we're not going to get into the 60s. These are box press product. We tried the 60s box press.
No 90s?
No 90s. We stay in our lanes. We let Christian and Thomas do their thing. And then we do our thing. All right. So we went with what we felt was the best selling sizes for our company.
Right.
And so far it's been a home run. So you got the first Revenant, the one you're going to be smoking, Gary, is the San Andres. Originally we were going to do a Cameroon wrapper.
Oh,
but the Cameroon was so brittle, it was so like real thin that we decided, with the box press, it's going to be a tough go.
Yeah.
So we changed it. And we went with the Corojo. And we went with the San Andres, but we did keep the Cameroon on the binder. So, not a lot of people use binder for Cameroon. We do.
right.
So that was good because it gives it a little bit of that earthy, a little bit of that nutty taste to it.
So,
And then the rest is Dominican olor and Nicaraguan tobacco with a 3-year-old San Andres and a 3-year-old Corojo from Honduras.
Oh, my goodness.
It's not, I guess a disclaimer because I know the best Corojo, I'm attributing best Corojo is still the Aroas.
Yeah.
It's not from their farm. It's not from their farm. It's from another farm that they grow from, but that's this one I thought was fantastic.
Okay.
So we're very incredibly happy with the end product.
Well, let's pass. Which one do you want, Gary?
I want the Corojo. Sorry to be so picky, but yeah, I am a huge Aroa Corojo fan.
I'm going to light this with my patented Arc of Fire gaming lighter right here.
Because everybody was so interested in what lighter you were going to use today.
That's true.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's it.
He was like, my game lighter.
And then so as you guys know, we've been around for a minute. The company turned 30 years old here last year, And we've been working real close with the guys over at Aganosa. You know, it's, again, another factory that we feel has amazing tobacco. And so we came out with the San Miguel, the Nicaragua series, and the 30-year anniversary is made by them for us. And those things have been home run for us. Great smokes, you know, all in that $9 to $10 sweet spot, we call it. And of course, everybody knows the Cellar Reserves. Cellar Reserves is what we sell the most. It's the number one selling cigar, closely followed by the Ghost that we sell a lot of, and our flagship cigar, which everybody knows as well, which is the Grand Reserve in the cognac in the glass tube.
Yep.
That's our flagship that we came out with 30 years ago. So.
I got one of those in my humidor right now.
Yep. Right.
I would like to I'd like to sort of emphasize on something because I was listening to you there, and as you said this right here, I just sort of dropped my glasses and of course, you know, those of you out there, of course, that may be novice to this, I need to explain a little something. When he said blend 5, it took 5 to do that. That's pretty amazing because it goes and it goes and it goes, and sometimes 50, 60 blends, and then finally you hit it, and finally so 5. That's pretty amazing. That's pretty.
Yeah, I mean, Gary, it goes back to the fact that we told him what we wanted, right? And this guy's got so much different kind of tobaccos that he said, let me do this for you, boom, boom, and man, he hit it. I mean, normally, like you said, is, you know, it could be anywhere from 20 to 30, 40. You sit down in the factory. I remember going down to Nicaragua and blending stuff with ACC and Dominican with Cuevas. And you get up in the middle of the night and you have a tar stain because you smoked 15 cigars that day from all the drool. And this was an easy process. Again, the cigars are not very aggressive, more in the mild to medium sector, but they are real smooth. It's got some nice little, like this, the San Andres, of typical San Andres, got that little bit of sweetness to it.
Yes, sir.
The Corojo, you know, the earthiness, nuttiness to it, it's amazing. I'm a big Corojo guy on this blend here.
Right.
It's the one I enjoy the most.
Yeah.
More of a early day, evening. I usually go with a Maduro.
Right.
But we smoked 20 cigars yesterday, so I'm like, today I'm gonna go light.
Okay.
I've caught myself. I don't know if you guys catch yourself doing that. I've caught myself smoking like 6-7 cigars, and then at the end of the night, I usually end up with a Connecticut in my hand.
Isn't that crazy?
It's because I normally start with a medium to full, because that's what I like, and then at the end of the night, I'm smoking, you know, Royal Challenge or Real or something like that. Yeah,
That's true.
so that's great.
Yeah, that's
Getting a nice spice off of this. This is nice.
And this, I'm getting quite a bit smoothness off of this one here. This one don't have a whole lot of kick.
No.
It hadn't got a whole lot, but it's smooth and it's got a great, like you say, earthiness type flavor to it. And you can tell the Corojo's coming through. I can taste that. The box press emphasizes that as well. And I'm very much enjoying this, and just off the bat. And it normally takes me about an inch to say, hey, bad, you know, but this is good.
Very
This is
flavorful,
very
right?
good. It's very much so.
Full flavor.
It sure is.
Not the body at all, but the flavor is
Yeah.
crazy
Right.
on it. Yeah.
Right.
So what is Devin thinking? Because
yeah,
I don't. It's maybe rude to say this is Devin's first Gurkha cigar.
there you
So
are.
you're
Hi.
this. You're taking Devin's virginity there.
No.
Well, we like it. We like a fresh perspective, which is great.
So I'm a Maduro guy. I love Maduro. I've tried so many different ones, and this one's got it's light on the front, and then there's a spice that hits right across my tongue as it rolls through.
Mm-hmm.
That I wasn't expecting that.
Mm.
I was expecting Maduro, just straight normal Maduro,
Mhm.
but this
Very
is not that.
No,
And I'm enjoying
I
it.
think it's got a lot to do with that Cameroon on the binder. I
Yeah.
think that
You're right, earthy.
changed it.
You're absolutely right
It's
about
got
that. Yeah.
earthiness to it,
Mhm.
and that's what we use. It was funny because, you know, Cameroon is so expensive, but he had some of the low priming, so they weren't great. I go, you know, perfect for a binder.
Yeah.
You know? Why the hell not?
Yeah.
And because we went in there with a mindset of we need to make sure we keep it in the sweet spot, because if it gets too crazy, too expensive, you know, people are not going to go for it. So
Yeah.
we need
When you were going for that and designing the price, and this is a horrible thing to say.
no.
Were you anticipating all of the changes that have happened with pricing because of COVID on tobaccos
So,
and with the new taxes
I'm
coming
so
in?
I'm so happy that you brought that up. So I think we're one of very few, if any companies this year that didn't raise their prices. So what we did was simple. We loaded up, brother. We loaded up. We know where our top sellers are. So right now, seller reserves, we're a little low on the two best selling sizes on the seller because those things during the holidays, it all goes.
Yeah.
Ghost, we called A Flores, makes our Ghost for us, and we sell over 1 million cigars in the Ghost. Loaded up on the Ghost, loaded up on the Ghost Gold, which is a second offering. When we went to Ram, we said, first quarter is going to be 500,006, and he goes for the year. I go, no, this is the first quarter, brother.
Ooh.
So we loaded up.
Wow.
Because we also have a strong presence in Europe, South America. We're in 70 countries.
Wow.
So it's getting out there now, but mainly still in Europe. What mainly sells for us still the Cellar Reserve, the cognac stuff, the Ghost and whatnot. And so we literally loaded up in cigars right now in our warehouse. We probably have about 2.5 million sticks, and that was done on purpose because we wanted to say, we're going to go into the year. We were up last year 28%, which is a really healthy move for a medium-sized company that we are. And Jim Colucci, which is the president of the company, he has a mindset of if we don't have it, we can't sell it. Right. So that's a smart man. And so we said we're going to load up and we're not going to. I go, Jim, my question to you is, are we going to raise prices? He goes, Tony, what do you think? And I go, everybody's going to go 5-10%. Let's not play that around. Let's be the guys that will take the brunt of the hit because we did get a price increase from some of the guys. Anywhere from 5 to 12%. So we took the brunt of the hit for now, obviously. But we said we're not going to raise prices maybe until sometime at the latter part of the year, if need be.
Right.
If not, we set ourselves up where we didn't need to. So we have plenty of products. So we're happy about that. Thank you.
Well, right.
If you see the comment right there from Pope, that is my uncle, and he absolutely adores Gurkha.
Thank you, sir.
So,
appreciate you.
You said it's your uncle?
Yeah.
Never gave you a Gurkha, keeping it all to himself. Huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
But you never give away your good stuff.
No, that's true.
That's right.
Not even to loved ones.
No.
The top level of my humidor is, Frescas or something.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying that earthy flavor. I'm getting that. I am thoroughly enjoying that part of it. I really am.
Well, this is one of the products that you guys did bring in at PCA last year, and I know that the stores are doing pretty well with it because every store we went to the first time around, you guys had just gotten it. Mm-hmm. And we went around this time, and most of the stores are almost out of it already, which is good. And I'm not messing with Harris. That's my dude. He does have me on the bottom floor. I got to move me up a little bit. But we're going to talk about that. Well, him and I, when we get together at TAA here in March.
There you go.
Yeah.
I always liked your product. It's kind of, and I've said it, and I'm honest with people. Gurkhas will love it or hate it. It seems people love Gurkhas or hate them. And I've always been along that line that I like them. There's a couple, maybe not. But this one came in. It's a new one from you guys. And like you just said, Harris hasn't been too friendly with Gurkha lately, but we're beginning to, I think he's softening again. You guys are coming around and pestering him, and that's what Harris likes.
That was a conversation that him and I had today. And he said, Juani, it's simple, man. Out of sight, out of mind, especially with my managers. If you have, your reps not showing up and he's ghost, we're not gonna push the product.
Right.
You got, Tanya, this young lady, I just hired her, 6 months ago now. Worked at one of the TAA members, the Castro brothers, up in Davidas in Maryland. Yep. So it's funny enough, she'll tell you that I called Steve Castro and I go, hey, listen, man, I think I'm gonna take one of your employees because there's so many people in this business that just take the employees and don't ask. Yeah. And it's happened to me. So it's happened to me a few times. So it's funny. I called him and he goes, hey, Juani, man, what's crazy is they're taking so many guys, so many of my people from me. No one's ever called me. I appreciate you calling me. She's amazing. Her store was one of the top stores always. She's knowledgeable, friendly, smokes cigars. She's key. And God bless. He goes, just make sure, don't have her be afraid to ask you for stuff. And then when I told Tanya, she's like, yeah, he was right.
It's great having y'all, man. It really is. So this is your first go around as being a rep here. How do you feel?
Oh, I love it. It's like I love the interaction with people when I was working in a cigar shop, and so this is definitely on a different level because it's threefold. I got to deal with the owners, the employees, and also the customers, and generate that buzz. It goes one spectrum where you have people who haven't seen Gurkha and anything about it, and then you have the others who are just fans of Gurkha. So, it's good to see the spectrum. And it's good to see if you can, change people's mind by giving them something that they haven't had. So we have a lot of great stuff, and it's just, you got your reputation is hard. It's 5 minutes to destroy it, and 10 years to build it back. So, it's an uphill battle, but I'm definitely enjoying it.
Outstanding. That's good. Well, glad to have you aboard the Gurkha train there, and that's going to be an exciting ride for you. And one of the things that has always stood out in my mind when it comes to Gurkha is not only your smokes, but Kazad always had I don't know the word for it, panache, if you will, the boxes. The boxes. The Gurkha boxes, when I first seen the first Gurkha box, I said, holy moly. Because I talked to Kazad a little bit. And when I did, I was like, man, where do these boxes come from? And he told me a little bit of the background of it right there. So are you guys going to, and I see here that you're sort of doing some basic stuff there. But yet it's still elaborate. It's still got some fantastic artwork. And sir, the Devinator over there, he is a band freak.
I am. And I was noticing this one and the level of detail. Because as a hobby, I do painting and whatnot myself. So I always notice the fine details, and bands always impress me. I'm always impressed by people who take the time with bands. And these, let me take a gander at these.
All of them have like really
My
nice
goodness.
artwork. Gold leaf.
buys it by millions. That's the way he does it. So he's able to get a good price point and still gets the beauty out of it. Now, going back to what your question was, have we toned it down a little bit? Absolutely. Main reason behind it is, he's really away from the company now. It's pretty much Jim and myself running it. And we said, we need to focus more on cigars and a little bit less on the packaging. So keep it nice. So keep it, sexy, keep it cool. But let's focus on getting some really good cigar makers, because, we're tobacco merchants. What we do is we come in, we find these small little factories that have good tobacco, or we know where they're buying their tobacco from. And we come in and we do some blends, and then we do the marketing behind it. And we've been very fortunate, working with the Cuevas family for 20 some odd years when I was in my Toraño days. And they do all our cellar reserves, except for the 12-year that's made in Nicaragua. Then we have our Ganosa that makes, 3 different blends for us. We have now Ram, and obviously, my dear friend, A. Flores, that makes and goes gold.
Okay.
And he also used to make the 125th for us, which has gone away a little bit. Just, sometimes the cigars, I tell people, cigars are not selling, it's got to go to cigar heaven. The humidors don't get any bigger, but our portfolios do.
There you go.
So
I got a question for you. I noticed the 2 faces on here. What are those? Can you show that on your camera there?
Yeah, that's
yeah.
It's like
Let me put it back the way.
They're literally skeletons.
Yeah.
And I'm more about the cigar.
Well, I just always think if there's any history behind it.
That's not a question for me. but I do like it. And I also see in the band when I saw it, it says age 13 years.
Yeah.
And so funny when people ask me age 13 years, I go, well, if you put all the components together, it adds up to 13 years. Because we all know it's the same, because I get the same question with the sellers. We have a 20-year, 15, 18. And what it is on these is we've secured tobacco. One component of the cigar has to be that age for it to qualify. So on the 15-year, you got the Criollo wrapper is 15-year-old. The 18-year is the binder. And then the 21 it's literally a one filler leaf that's 21-year-old.
Wow.
Which again, it's not a lot, but it qualifies the cigar to have that number on there.
Yeah.
And that's that's like when I explain to customers, they're like, you guys ages for 50. I go, dude, nobody does that. Not even Padron, which I consider to be the best cigar in the
right on.
So it's a lot of marketing behind it, obviously.
Absolutely.
Because listen, when you're a Scotch drinker, as we are, and bourbon and whatnot, you see these numbers, it attracts your eye.
Absolutely.
It attracts your eye.
Yeah.
So that's that's one of the plays on the Cellar Reserve line, especially.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we'll talk real quick is what's the libation of choice that you guys are drinking?
Yes.
Today we're drinking Woodford Reserve. I told you that Maduro went really well with a Balvenie.
That's what I'm doing. A Balvenie.
Which I would have done more Balvenie, but I don't know if you guys heard of it, but I drank a whole bottle last night with Tanya. And so we changed it up a little bit today with bourbon because I'm that guy. I can't collect booze. I got all of my boys. I go to their house and they have like 100 bottles of booze, halfway through, a quarter through, and they come to my house and they're like, "Where's the booze?" I go, "What do you want to drink tonight? Let's go to Total Wine." Because when I open a bottle, I usually finish it. That's just the way I'm that kind of drinker. So I don't collect a lot of stuff, but I have some good buddies that have some stupid collections. The only prize collection I have a 23-year-old Pappy Van Winkle that I will not open until my oldest daughter gets married, and that's when I'm gonna open that bad boy up.
Nice.
Outstanding.
Yeah, see, Devin's one of those collectors. He does another show called Whiskey Talk with a buddy.
Yeah,
and-
we do Whiskey Talk Friends. It's WTF.
No,
There you go. I like that.
And we go through different, we did a whole episode on 5 different scotches, 5 different bourbons. We've gone through tequilas. We've gone through all this stuff just because we love the process and the different blends and the taste and things like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've become a little bit of a tequila snob lately too, man. I got into that tequila kick. I mean, I think tequila is like the fastest growing sector in alcohol. I mean, I know the bourbon has become huge, but we also know the Chinese took it all because that's what they do. That's why everything went up in price, quadruple.
Yeah.
But tequila, same thing with tequila now. Now they're getting the taste of tequila, and they got so much money over there that they take everything from us. But yeah, I've been getting into the Casa Dragones. Love that. The Casamigos is great. Now, obviously, at 1942, when you can find it, a little pricey for what it is. I'd rather drink the Don Julio Reposado
Yeah.
for the price point. But yeah, I pretty much tried. I tried the one for the Rock, Terramana.
I didn't want to try that one. I
That
still
was-
haven't
you
tried
know
that
what,
one.
I just heard and I read this in so I get the Total Wine. They're one of my clients, so I get their monthly report they sent out. The Rock's tequila just broke the record for the most cases ever sold of tequila,
Wow.
and he hasn't gotten bought out yet.
Cool.
Now George Clooney and what's his name, Cindy Crawford's husband sold Casamigos for $1 billion, I think it was.
Really?
So now, could you imagine what the Rock's gonna get?
Oh,
It's funny.
Like if he needs the money, right?
Funny thing is, I just don't see him selling for a while. Like he just adores it so much
does.
because it
Yeah.
represents him
Yeah.
so strongly. He's even got his own ice cream brand, and some of it has Terramana flavored. So I just don't ever see him selling.
Yeah, that's more.
But what was the thing that we just saw today about the ice cream? Who's coming out with the ice creams?
Oh yeah,
Little Debbie's.
Or the
Little Debbie's coming with ice cream for
Zebra
Swiss
cakes,
rolls, zebra
oatmeal
cakes.
pies,
No, I'm like,
Honey
I'm gonna try
bun,
every single one of
honey
them.
bun ice cream,
Honey
strawberry
bun ice
shortcake.
Oh my god.
It's got swirls and honey bun in it.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, right.
Golly, can you imagine the birthday cake that they come out with?
Oh, yeah.
Stop it.
Now Stephen has something for dinner dessert.
You know it. You
he
know
he
it.
eats 2 oatmeal cream pies for breakfast every day.
I love
So now he'll do oatmeal cream ice cream or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But you know what? That's great marketing because they get 7 flavors, and you're automatically going to get 7 containers sold every household
Yeah,
when it hits the
Yeah.
market, because no one's just going to buy one. You're going to be
That's
like one.
Wow. Wow.
And they're smart. They're selling it. They're doing what we're doing in the cigar business nowadays. They're selling 10-count boxes.
Oh, there we are.
They're selling the little quarts. They're not selling the big gallons. They're going by the quart. The
Yeah.
smart. I think they learned that from the boys over at Ben and Jerry's.
Mhm.
When they came out with their stuff, it was always a small little quarts, but those things were selling by the millions.
I was saying earlier today about I've got Chex Mix over here or something. I was eating Dots. They come in this
Dots.
box. That's a portion. I don't care. However it's packaged, Ben and Jerry's, that's what I'm going to sit down and eat. I'm
Right.
not going to,
No,
there's no stopping in the middle
there's
of
no
it. or-
stopping and let me put half of this back. Okay.
That New York
Say 20
super
servings,
chunk
eating the whole
funk,
thing.
whatever. Man, I sit on that bad boy, go to town on it. Love that stuff.
Man, oh man.
So what's the story behind these you brought?
So you got the 30-year This is our 30th anniversary in the business. Gurkha started in the cigar business in 1990. And that was when actually it was 89, 90. They came out with the first product, which was the Grand Reserve. And how that happened was, Kaiza literally was in Goa, India, bought the company bought the trademark to the company and the stock of like shitty cigars being rolled by some guy from Portugal. That's what he told me. And he took obviously the trademark. He bought it for $149.
No kidding.
And so the first thing that he did, since he's in the watch business, his family comes from the watch business and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. He literally went out and said, I'm going to make an infused cigar and I'm going to charge $12 a cigar. And I'm going to put it in consignment. I'm going to put it in some duty frees. And at that time, the most expensive cigar in the marketplace was Davidoff at $8.
Good.
So
I was going to say $12 for a cigar in 91.
Here's this Indian dude. No, here's this Indian dude with a ponytail back then. Because I met him when I was in Toronto. He had a ponytail, going around stores in Florida, giving cigars a consignment in a tube with a full shot of cognac in it. No one had done that before, and the wax sealed on it.
Yeah.
And he literally said, "Your price is $6. You charge 12, and here's your first 30 on the house." And he said that within a week, people were calling him back. We need more. And
Wow.
That's how the company took off.
Wow.
Then obviously he came out with the Beauty, the Beast,
Right.
the Shaggy with the
Oh yeah.
one of his home runs.
The
was
Shaggy's
Wow.
my absolute favorite Gurkha
Yeah.
cigar.
Well,
We used to smoke that all the time.
Yeah, he told me he made his big money in the cigar business with when he did the Shaggy 100 count with the pre-embargo in it. He said he was able to make 1 million cigars. He sold them all in a month and a half.
Ooh.
It was that fast, but that was right smack middle of the boom. So
I was going to say he timed it well unknowingly.
Well.
Starting in 91, the boom hits in 94. You got a couple of years of practice, and you're right there to enjoy the ride.
Mm-hmm.
So so that's how this guy he's a character, and obviously he's a swag guy. Everybody talks about our swag. We downloaded Drew State's now taking over the swag game. It seems like anyway. But yeah, going back to these guys. So this is something that we wanted something special, and we went to what we felt was one of the best growers of tobacco or leaf, which is Arganosa, and Mr. Fernandez over there, and Eduardo, and he made this. Took a while. All these blends took a while to put together because he took his time. We took our time, and this cigar, came originally. It came in a collector's box. It was a piano finish. We did the first 2,000 boxes of each size. Those were gone right away at the PCA. And then we came out with the Nicaragua series. It was one of my personal favorites. A lot of spice in the beginning, a lot of nuttiness, earthiness, a little bit of even a little bit of the sweetness of chocolate to it as well. Really, really good smoke. And then the San Miguel is something that we used to have that we sold to CI. And as you guys know, FDA eventually is going to come. Once all this COVID shit goes away, sorry if I said a bad word.
We're good with that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, when they're so worried right now about COVID and all that stuff that they're literally fading away a little bit from us. But it'll come a time when they're going to come back to it. So we started taking some of our predicate brands back. Yeah. And giving it to, making it a brick and mortar brands. Right. So we did that with the San Miguel. We did that now with the Castle Hall, which is a economy kind of cigar, $4.50, $5 stick. That's made in Nicaragua by American Caribbean Cigars for us. And yeah, so little by little, that's, the companies has evolved in concentrating on finding some really great partners and toning down a little bit on the packaging, keeping it still nice and sexy, but concentrating more focus on the quality of tobacco.
Well, toning down the packaging, yes, your boxes were gorgeous, but I recently listened to another cigar podcast and somebody's talking about boxes. You can easily spend $10 or $20 a box. And if you're putting 20 cigars in there, that's $1 a cigar you're paying for the box.
That is correct.
So if you're looking to, I've got the Toro here of what we're smoking. That's what all the cigars and mores have. It's $7.50. And granted, that's Alabama with our very friendly cigar taxes and that. But I think I would much rather have a simpler box and a more cost-effective cigar. So
absolutely. Oh, listen, when I got to the company, I remember he asked me, "What do you think of Gurkha?" And I go, "You got some good ones, you got some bad ones, but I'll tell you the one thing that you are is your museum piece." And he goes, "What do you mean by that?" I go, "Beauty and the Beast are $25, $30 sticks. those are for the 1 and 2 percenters, dude. Not everybody could afford that kind of cigar. Because if you're gonna spend that kind of money, you go for an Opus, you go for a Padron. You know, you go for guys that own their own factories, own fields, and whatnot, integrated. So museum piece to me is like people can't afford it. They sit there. So you're selling to the 1 or 2 percenters. Why don't we make cigars for the rest of the world? So I compare it because he calls it, well, we're the Ferrari of cigars and packaging. And go, why don't we start making some Lexus and Toyotas and some Fords, that sell to the regular folk.
Right.
And that's what we've been doing now for the last 10 years, and it's worked out great for us. So very blessed.
You can tell it, and the quality of this one right here seems to be sort of above average, if you will, very top notch. And noting the flavors that these are right here, I think I found my go-to here.
Awesome.
This is
The three
great.
cigars you dropped off earlier that I was fortunate enough to get that's part of the new Eganosa blend.
Yes. So I have it here, and you guys can carry it in your store. So as you guys know, Mr. Nick Perdomo, good friend and a smart man in the cigar business, probably one of the smartest men in the cigar business. He did a lot of packs. So I remember just going back and forth saying, man, everybody's got packs. Yeah. We don't got packs, So we first came out with this bad boy, and this thing, she'll tell you, we sell probably about $2.5 to $3 million worth of packs on these alone. These are all the cellar reserves.
We move those like crazy.
We never have them. We can't make enough of it. And then so we did the same thing with our Ganosa because we felt that we wanted to get guys to be able to try it and try all of them and try it twice. Right. Yeah. So we, as everybody normally does, a 4-pack, 3-pack, or a 5-pack. We always said let's do a 6-pack, just because you need a day off here and there, And so six worked. Nobody was doing 6-packs. I think very few guys are still not doing 6-packs. And the way it was, we literally went to the factories and we say, listen, we need this many cigars and we need at this price point to be able to compete and be able to put it in people's hands, in people's mouths, so they could try it. And that's what we did with the cellar reserves, and that's become our number. It's actually the number one selling SKU at Total Wine. It took Quorum. Quorum was selling millions of dollars worth. They took over as the number one seller, and then after that is Perdomo, or right after us. So it's worked out great. I think it's a great way for people to try something new from Gurkha, because you nailed it. When you said, Gurkha, either you love it or you hate it. It's that kind of cigar.
See, I can pitch that really easy because I've only smoked one of the three you gave me, and I go, this is a really, really good cigar, and I like this. I hope Harris starts carrying them. I didn't know too much about the green pack, so now I'll do that, because when she took a picture with me today, Tanya did, and I said, "Oh, you should have covered up my logo on my shirt because I've got an Eganosa shirt on." I absolutely love the Eganosa products, and I can see the similarities in what I smoked today to the Eganosas, and I don't know where that brand came from all of a sudden. We picked it up. It might have been around for 70 years, but we recently picked them up, and it's quickly become top on my list. So let's talk Harrison to get in a couple of those in the boxes.
Yeah, it's I told him that when I see him now at TAA, we'll sit down and do. And I told him, listen, we don't have to be aggressive. I know that space is an issue in every human, right? But we'll start off. I remember before here, we used to have 20, 30 SKUs of Gurkha in every store, and they did it well. We did a lot of events. I used to come every year with the rep, and then the last few years, the former rep is no longer with us. It's it started fading away and not showing up as much. Spending more time in Georgia and whatnot, and it hurt us. It hurt us here a lot, because I remember when the first time I came, I spoke to you and I saw us on the floor. And I go, we used to have our own space here. Now we're on the floor. Now you got to work your way up. So the first thing I see Harris today, I go, listen, man, I understand. I get it. What happened? Let's work together. We're bringing, 10, 12 facings. We won't go crazy. Make it consistent throughout all the stores, because you guys know what sells in what store, right? And different dynamics and whatnot. So he agreed that we'll sit down and talk, and we'll do, maybe even doing spiffs for you guys, to get the cigars in people's hands. And man, so we have a plan. We got to put it together. We got to see if it all comes to fruition, and I think it will, because we do have the relationship there. And again, you guys, as you know, I'm sure you've been told, you guys are the people in Birmingham, and if not in Alabama. You guys have always been the respected cigar shops.
We try.
Yeah,
we try.
Absolutely.
You come up a lot when in travels. So.
good and bad, but at least we come up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the marketing.
Hey, you know what? But that's the
Right.
good thing. You know, if you're not mentioned, then you're not irrelevant, right?
Yep. As long as
Obviously-
somebody's talking about it, it's
If
good.
somebody's talking about you, obviously you're important, right? So, yeah, and like any brand, you know, I like the fact that we're revisiting it because, you know, you can say someone is, someone's bad and then 20 years later she's still bad or she's married with children, you know. So someone, you know, you gotta, you know,
She's
you gotta-
still bad.
yeah, she's still bad, but you got to revisit those brands that
Yeah.
you thought were this or that. I mean, you could smoke a big name cigar and you're like, you know, that wasn't what I remember it to be. So sometimes you got to bring those, you know, come back into people's forefront.
Very good. I like the way you put that.
Thank you.
Outstanding. I think that was great. I want to touch on something here, and of course, this might be taboo, but I'm gonna throw it out there.
Uh-oh. Here it comes.
Gurkha, of course, is well known in actually a world record, believe it or not, of the most expensive cigar in the world. And
right?
I did not know that. Yes, it is correct. Commonly known in the cigar industry is HMR, His Majesty's Reserve. And it's and I didn't know. Are you guys still doing that now?
Yep.
Or are you?
So funny enough, so we had our sales meeting this past year, and I was, you know, I crunched all the numbers and looking at what sell, what doesn't sell, what am I going to get rid of, what am I going to focus on.
Right.
And this year we ended up selling almost 50 boxes, 48 boxes of
Good.
HMRs. Now, mind you, they're $15,000 wholesale, but it's weird because the guys that we sell it to are mainly not from the U.S. It's a lot of sheiks,
Wow.
actors,
Yeah.
people like that, football players, you know, guys who could afford it. The extra
I'd love to
cash.
try one.
And I have an awesome story. I was literally like 4 or 5 years ago. I was in Corona Cigars in Orlando. I was at Kaizad and we're visiting Jeff, the owner, and we're sitting there, you know, talking business. And here comes Tony Dorsett, former running back for the Dallas Cowboys.
No kidding.
And he comes in with his tuxedo, walks right in, and we're sitting by registers talking. And he says, "I need 10 HMRs, Gurkhas."
Good.
And Jeff and then Kay and I looked at each other. We're like, I go, "Dude, that's Tony Dorsett." And Jeff goes, I don't have him in the store. I got him in the other store. So he knows, like, they go, "Oh, we don't have him here." So he goes, "Oh, really? I'm away to a wedding. I wanted to give it to the groomsmen and whatnot." So he literally walks out, and Jeff goes, "I could have him here in 10 minutes. I got Opus X, though. I got Opus X." He goes, "No, I wanted to give you HMR." Like, crazy as that, but there's those guys, and I see it in stores. I mean, we also do, like, you know, if like some high-end stores in certain areas, like downtown Miami, you know, a place like New York City, you know, Carnegie Hall, place like that, you know, you'll give them a box in consignment, and they'll call you in like about 6-7 months. "Hey, man, we might need another box. We're down to 2 cigars." It's crazy that people are paying, you know, 3, 4, 5 G. So the cigars just, I mean, unbelievable to me. But
Wow.
and again, really what it is, he made 200 boxes 15 years ago, and he sells an average of 5 to 10. This year was, I guess, a good year for everyone.
Wow.
We sold a whole bunch of them, and once they're done, they're done. We're not gonna make them anymore. So that is real aged tobacco. And then the gimmick behind it is that within 20 cigars, there's a full bottle of Louis Trey inside the cigar. So imagine that probably equals to about 3 to 4 shots of Louis Trey. So if you get a shot of Louis Trey, it's probably about $600-700.
Yeah.
Wow.
So do 3, that's $1,800 just on booze alone.
Mm.
So that's why the pricing is so expensive.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty
That's
crazy.
great.
Wow.
Yeah, and you can answer the next question. Have I smoked one? Yes, I have. I'm in the mindset of I'd rather drink Louis Trey and smoke a regular cigar. I've done that too, but it was an experience, and we get guys post all the time saying, "Yeah, I'm saving this for a wedding. I'm saving this for my son's graduation."
Right.
Yeah, stuff like that. So
Right.
it's pretty cool. But yeah, you know, we don't make a lot of that stuff or sell a lot of that stuff.
Mm.
But this year was when I saw the number, because we average about 5 to 8 boxes a year. This year we have 48 boxes sold. I'm like, so I call Kazak because he's not involved anymore. So I call, he goes, "Oh yeah, dude, I got the sheet from Saudi Arabia. He bought 10 boxes. This guy bought, some guy in India bought 5 boxes from me. I mean, China and in Macau." I'm like, wow, dude, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's
So how many of those 200 are left now?
We probably have about 35 boxes left.
Really? Wow. Incredible, man. When I first saw that, I was amazed. I was blessed enough to actually hold an event here for Gurkha. And of course, Kazad showed up, and it was one of the record events that we had. And of course, I ran the store, set the event, and made the marketing as well. So after everything was said and done, of course, God, the place was just banging. And of course, the old rep basically come up to me and he says, he pulled me over in the corner and he says, hey, he said, come here. And he went to Kazad and he said, hey, and Kazad said, oh yeah, there you are. And whipped out a green top.
Yep. That's it.
He said, here you are right there. Great event. Wow. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I looked at that and I knew what it was. I said, hey, here we go. So I have arrived and then since left.
Well, you're back.
I believe it or not, I have it at home on ice with the very first generation pre-embargo. It's still at the house.
That's amazing.
In my box.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
See, there we are. It's a museum. It's art.
yep.
Yeah, exactly.
I open up my master humidors, and that's where I keep everything. It's a 200 count. That's where I keep all my stuff. ST DuPont, pre-embargoes, that type of stuff. And I open it up. I've got a CAO Palms 2001.
Wow.
That's still in there,
Wow.
So I opened that up and I looked at pre-embargo and I looked at the HMR in there. I just go, okay, all right.
Yeah, that's another problem I have with cigars. So I get, I know everybody in the business. So I get cigars from everyone, right?
Right.
Want to hear, try this, try that. So I get them all the time, and I'm like, you go into my humidor, I smoke them all. I don't save any. I think the only thing that I saved is one of my buddy's sons. We made a cigar for his son, and we said we're gonna smoke it when he turns 18. And he's like 3 years old. So that one I'm gonna keep for that. But other than that, I smoke everything. Everybody knows in the business. I'm a big Padron smoker. When I don't smoke my cigars or the Gurkhas, I smoke a lot of Padrones. I like the Oliva V's. I'll dabble a little bit into some Pete Johnson's Tatuaje stuff.
Nice.
But I try everybody's cigar. And I tell everyone from when I started in the business in 1990, late 95, early 96 to now, back in from 95, 96 to about 99, there were a lot of shit cigars. A lot of crappy cigars.
Right.
And then the boom stopped, and then people just started going away. All these brands started going away. And then the last, I would say 7-8 years, everybody's focusing so much on gray cigars because there's so many gray ones out there.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to find a really bad cigar. You'll find it every now and then, but to find a bad cigar that you just put down, and I smoke all my, even if I'm not liking it, I give it a go past halfway. Sometimes I've had some dog rockets that I know that I'm like I don't know. Yeah, I'm like I don't know if I want to finish this, but I try to finish it, see if it changes on me. It might surprise you towards the end, right?
Yeah.
And but man, I'll say the smoking community is very blessed to have the kind of quality that we have in our industry right now.
Big time.
From everybody.
Big time. Well, we appreciate that very much. We appreciate y'all coming in and sharing this with us.
I've got a
here.
question just for Tanya.
Yes.
Because what's been suggested, and we're planning on doing it, have a show about women in cigars.
Okay.
It's obviously a very male-dominated industry in that. What drew you to your initial foray into cigars? Was it just, you had to walk into a cigar shop at some point and fill out an application?
Yeah. Well, I was in Baltimore, the Baltimore Police Department at the time.
Really?
And
you were a cop in
I was a
Baltimore?
cop, yeah.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah, I always mess around with it. I'm like, if you would have been a cop, I would have been singing.
I really don't want to
I
know.
would have been singing the Little Wayne song. We.
I don't want to know how you guys met.
I know, right?
She'll tell you how we met, though. But that's a good one.
In 2002, a coworker of mine had a cookout, and they offered me a cigar. Have you had a cigar? No, I hadn't had a cigar. He gave me a Hoya de Nicaragua Grand Console. That's what he gave me. Lit it up. I'm puffing on it. I'm coughing, of
You went
course.
full body right away, huh?
I didn't know, but it didn't start me off flavored, and of course it was probably too much for me to handle. And then I started sweating after like 15 minutes and started feeling sick. And he was like, "No, you're not supposed to inhale." But all that sounds foreign if you don't smoke at all, so you don't know what's inhaling, not inhaling. And so I was like, "Is this legal?" He's like, "Yeah, it's perfectly legal. It's fine." I'm like, "I'm smoking some stuff that's making me high." I'm like, "What's going on?" I was dizzy, and then I had to know more. It just was me. I guess the way my brain was wired, it wasn't like run away from it. I was just like, what's this about? So I started reading the cigar magazines and fully diving into it. I went to Cuba, went to Nicaragua, I went to Dominican Republic. I went up everywhere, just kind of in search of the information. And then I wasn't doing, tours in the factories in the U.S. And so that's what I did. So I've been smoking for 20 years almost. So, and it was all men when I showed up in the lounge, and I would just scamper in, grab my cigars, and go to the register, pay for them, and walk in there like, "Why are you not going to hang out?" I'm like, "No, I'm not." I was intimidated by the whole boys' room. You walk in, everybody keeps quiet, and everybody's like, "Watch your language." The girls in the room, and all. I'm like, "I don't belong here," right? So, but then after a couple of years, about 2 years in, then I started to smoke. We could smoke anywhere anyway, so I was smoking in the bars and everything else. So then I eventually decided to sit down, and I thought they were going to know so much. And half of the guys didn't know more than what I knew, because I was reading about it. I was researching it. They were just smoking them. So they were surprised at what I knew. And so me being in the cigar shop all the time, and they, helping if they ran to the bank, helping behind the register, throwing parties and stuff like that at the cigar shop, generating business. And they were like, "Well, you're here all the time. Why don't you start working here?" So I started working at a cigar shop part-time while I was doing, police work. And then, I was doing investigations at the time when I went to do a tour of Gurkha. So I went to Fuente. I couldn't get in. I love Fuente. I couldn't get in. And then I went to Devin Camacho, and then I stopped by him, Alec Bradley, stopped by his spot. And then he was welcoming, give a tour of the factory. See, with so many old people packing boxes, and it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, like no minorities or anything like that. The whole place is all, minorities. So it was definitely a surprise, because I guess you're thinking it's going to be, I don't know why, all white people working in Miami, but that wasn't the case. So I went, and he did a great job. We were drinking his Louis, and
Nice.
and he gave me a bag of cigars, and I took it back, and I was just like revisiting Gurkha again, And I went home out of my business, and he came up to Maryland for an event, and he asked the shop owner, Nina, if she knew me. She said, yeah. She was like, "Can I have her number?" She was like, "Let me call her first." And she's like, "Juan Lopez from Gurkha's here looking for you." I'm like, bull crap. That's not, like, what is he here for? And so I was like, "I'm at the gym. I'm on my way." So I show up to her shop, and, we greet each other, and he's like, "Hey, I'm here to offer you a job." I'm like, "Shut the front door. Like, what are you talking about?" So he was like, "Yes, you need to offer me a job in St. Louis initially." And then Ken decided to take the job at Blanco Cigars, and he called me back like a couple of days later and was like, "What about staying on the East Coast?" So I said, "Fuck yeah, same thing." And then that was mid-May, and I started June 1st.
Awesome.
So,
awesome.
And I gave my job 2 weeks notice. I didn't move down right away, because I was going to give, my job, notice, and the cigar shop notice. And I didn't know he had called my boss in the meantime, asked if it was okay. And everybody gave him well wishes, and that was really cool. So, and then I've been doing it ever since, and it's been great. I love it.
Yeah, she's amazing addition. It's talking like, she goes, "So why me?" I go, I hire talent. I see that the passion you have for it.
All right.
I see, just from talking to other people that know you, your work ethic. Like I told her, she's going balls to the wall, like we call it here. And I told her, I was with her before we went on break at the end of the year. And I go, "TG, you need to stop smoking a cigar and stop selling cigars for the full week that we close the company down at the end of December." Because what's going to happen is, and it happened to me when I was a rep for 13 years at Toronto. In my third, fourth year, I was going balls to the wall so hard, traveling just maximizing my time. I hit a wall. And the wall became like I was selling a ton, and then I was just sounding repetitive. It became boring. It wasn't fun anymore. And then I literally took 2 weeks off and recharged my batteries, and the rest. No, now I'm 25 years in, and she took the advice. She goes, "You're right." But as soon as we get back to work, she's like the first one out at December 30th. I'm like, "You got till January the 3rd." She's already hitting the shops. She did, I want to say, probably about 25, 30 cut-in lights in the last month of the year.
Wow.
Because what I tell my team one thing. I go, we sell cigars to the shops all the time. Fridays is store day. Friday, you don't go in there and sell cigars. Fridays, wherever your store you're at, you should end up at 3:00 in the afternoon and go into the owner or the manager. "Hey, can I do a buy two get one free, buy three get one free, max 6 cigars." To get guys to try it, because you're trying to help them sell. Same thing when it comes to December. Most people are done buying other cigars by sometime in late November, early December. So December to us is, mind you, it works because we do 5-6 cut and lights per rep for a full 20 days, and the stores appreciate it because we're moving some of their product. And little by little, you see these orders start coming in that you weren't getting in years past. So I started doing this about 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
And man, it works. It truly does work. And yeah, she hit it out of the ballpark. She's done a hell of a job. And I told her, we had our meeting, and I gave away the salesperson of the year. And I kept telling her the whole time in the meeting, she'll tell you. I go, if she's not the salesperson of the year next year, I'm going to be shocked, because I know we're going to give her the tools. And she's got the drive. She's got the knowledge. And she's got a great work ethic. So
Awesome.
So you know what was the saying this year that I put up on the board for the reps? Get up,
show up, ask for the sale, and follow up.
That's all it takes.
There it is.
Geez, I never remember when people put that on the board.
Well, she's still trying to remember the other thing that I say all the time, what the word team stands for. And I read this in a book when I was studying college, and it just hit me, and I say it all the time. The word team stands for
Together, everyone achieves more.
Yeah, and that's a fact. And hard work works.
Smart work.
Smart work works better, but you got to work hard before you do all the smart work, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
I'm working hard. I'm in a new area. I gave away all my stuff. Gave away brooms and trash cans, beds, furniture, everything.
Yeah.
And moved to a totally new state. You don't have people somewhere. You're gonna, an out of mind is the devil's playground. What are you gonna do? Drink all day? You could, but
no, she asked me that question today. Funny enough, she goes, "Are you at any other reps move?" I go, "The only guy that I moved once from PA to this area was Kenny, and normally I hire people within the territory.
Right.
So I needed someone in Missouri, all that area, the center of the country, because we had no one there, and it's a nice little area because on the phone we got 2 people on the phones. We were doing about $500,000, and without really visiting. So I knew she would grow the territory. And when Ken, went somewhere else, I said, Atlanta, it's a territory that I know. Atlanta, Georgia, Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee. I think it's something you could develop into $1 million territory because it's been done before. And I think she's going to hit that within the next few years. And then what I did, I took one of my inside girls that's been with me for 11 years, and I said, I want you to handle the Midwest now, that area, the Missouri, Iowa, and I want you to travel every 5 weeks, go up there and travel. And she went up there 3 times and she sold almost $300,000.
Good.
Yeah, because you know what, people are, Gurkha's a rep now. Said, well, you've been talking to me on the phones, but now I'm allowed to come here like a regular rep would and work the territory for 10 days at a time, and it's worked out great for us.
Yeah, and that does work, by the way. I mean, somebody to come in and have a face for the company, that is that for the management, that's above all right there. If you can have somebody you can conversate with, of course, and smoke one with right there, it makes a big, huge difference. It really does.
I think it takes a little bit off your shoulders as well. So if I'm here and I'm doing buy 3 get 1, buy 2 get 1, I'm also explaining the cigar, what it's made of, comparing it to what you have, and you have all the rest of the cigars to sell. That day you don't have to worry about mine. So I think you should use the reps to help you sell your product.
Certainly.
Well, don't be afraid to call and say, you know what, on this day, or this is happening, this is a big deal, this game is a big deal. If we're gonna have people here, this might be a time to help move this product. Ask them for the help. We work for you. It's not the other way around.
Yeah, it's like this afternoon. I jokingly said to him, "When are you going to be on the podcast?" And I had just put out what our topic was going to be tonight, and we discussed. And, we could be there. I mean, I guess it's here or the hotel. So it's
no, probably a bar.
Definitely a bar.
Probably a bar.
Down for that.
You guys stepped right up and jumped in, and great to have you on the show tonight. And we went longer than we normally do. And I know Devin's probably pulling his hair out.
Oh, no.
He's got a live stream to get to. Another one.
He's a good sport.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah. I have to ask this. What was the very first impression that you had? Of course, it's gone on. It's changed names on down the line. But the very first cigar show that you went to, the big retail shows that you went to, what was your opinion of that when you walked in the door on the very first show that you had to literally go in and you had to sell these things? to all of these owners and proprietors in these big cities. The very first show that you did on that right there, what was your opinion of that right there? How were you?
I was very confident initially before I got there, you know, because I had ordered at the trade show for the cigar shop. So I had been there 4 times previously as a retailer.
Right.
So I thought it would be similar to that, you know, tiring. But no, I was nervous as hell. I was like, "Well, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?" I was looking for him. Like, where are you calling the phone? Like, well, he wanted to meet me before the show even started. People were calling me in the morning. They wanted to meet me 8 a.m. We're not even on the floor. I mean, it was just crazy. And so people coming in want to introduce themselves, and people want to interview me, and I was just like, "What to do? Am I allowed to do this? Can I do that?" Because I was like a month and a half in. Like, what can I do? What can I was like, I don't know the blends. Can I get a cheat sheet? Help me. He's like, I on the wall. I'm like, well, I kept calling him, and so yes, it was. I didn't know anything, and I was just like so nervous. But
she pulled through. And
yeah,
all I remember is the second day. Like I see her because each rep has their own table or whatnot, and go up to her. I go, TG. So how you feel? She goes, holy shit, man, this is exhausting. It's a lot harder than I thought. I thought it was hard ordering stuff, but like selling stuff, holy moly, it's because the retailers do call you at 8 o'clock in the morning because, hey, I have an appointment with you, but something else came up. Can I meet you for breakfast? Can I do this? Because you have to remember, you only have 8 hours in the show. Average weight or average, I like to call it tour per store is about 45 minutes by the time you do the tour, the new product, sit down, go over the deals and whatnot. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour. So you're really only seeing in 3 days, 24 accounts, 25 accounts out of 100 that are there.
It's crazy.
You know, so it becomes, you know, luckily, you know, we have people in the booth that have been with the company for a long time. Like, I'll sit down and help out too. And I'm always, she'll tell you, I'm like a roach. I'm going around approving, you know, I approve all the deals. I try to pump up the deals if it makes sense, you know, stuff like that. And yeah, man, it's like for me, when I go to the trade show, I went my 25th show this year and 24th show this year, and I missed one because we all did because of COVID. I always tell people I need a 2-week reset after the show, because when you're at that show, you're entertaining your clients. It seems like 24 hours because you literally leave the show floor. You get there at 9 o'clock, 8:30, go over, you know, a little bit of meeting, you know, get ready for your appointments. Then you go back to your room, you take a shower, you go out to a dinner with a few accounts, you go out to the bar with a few accounts. Before you know it, it's 3 a.m. And you got to do that for 3 straight days. And getting up at 7:30, 8 o'clock to be at the booth, and you're on your feet and you're walking around, you're doing that like I said, that tour of the booth. Dude, it's tiring as hell.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you're hungover as could be. You know, so you're like, yeah, cheers to that.
Hungover, and everyone is it seems like short. They're short patience a little bit. Like they want what they want, and they don't really want to, you know. So it's kind of like I get it, because I used to be the one that had attitude. Like, I had an appointment with you, and now you're gonna come here and you're still with someone else, and because some people are working bigger deals, and it's not a simple sale. So you know, you think it should be hardline. When I was coming in ordering, I'm like, you know, how come you make an appointment with me and I already got an attitude. Everybody's an attitude. Someone will stand right over top of you. You're sitting with 3 people from a shop, and they're just standing there like, and you're like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Well, then it becomes that awkward situation when you got, you know, you're sitting in front of a big account that this guy's buying, you know, 25 G's from you, and you throw in, you know, I'll throw in a few humidors for you there, and then of course the guys over your shoulders like, hey, Wani, my appointment with Tanya is in 20 minutes. Can I get the same deal? And then I go, you can buy 25 grand.
I only need to spend $7,500, but can I get those 8 free?
I remember when we did this is a quick little story. I know we're over time, but when we first came out with the Ghost, it was in Orlando. So we called the Ghost dealership, the Rolls Royce dealership in Orlando.
Wow.
And funny enough, the GM of the dealership was a Gurkha fan.
No kidding.
Dude, like I'm on the phone with him. I go, hey, listen, so we're coming to I love Gurkhas. I go, I'm gonna give you 1,000 Gurkhas. This is what I need. You go, I need a car in my booth, set up in the booth. It cost a shitload of money. The car was free, but to get it in there because of the Teamsters and all that stuff and the insurances. So we had to push it in every day, push it out every day. No gas in the smoker. There's no gas in the car. And then he was nice enough to give us 2 other Ghosts. So anyone who bought $10,000 got a test drive of the Ghost. I saw the
wow.
Yeah, so dude, it was a line of like 20 people deep waiting to drive the Ghost, you know, for a quarter of a mile or whatever.
Wow, that's great.
It's cool. The only bad thing that we went to do it again. He goes, Mr. Lopez, I love the cigars. I love you, man. But although the car was never open, it smelled like cigars inside the car.
I was afraid of that.
Yeah.
And I'm
Oh,
going.
wow.
A Rolls Royce should be sealed a little bit.
Dude, he said it seeped in somewhere. There's gonna be a whole summer. He goes, it wasn't bad, but he goes, it took us a few weeks to get the airing it out, and yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, wow.
Well, that was so cool because everybody, of course, the first thing people think, oh, Gurkha, being Gurkha,
Sure.
they're giving away a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
No, it's not a giveaway, but you can test drive one if you buy 10 G's.
100 boxes of His Majesty's.
Yeah, well, that would be a different animal. That would definitely talk.
Yeah, we would definitely do that.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Man, appreciate y'all being here today. Really do.
It's great.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having
Outstanding.
us. Definitely. These things always make me nervous, but y'all are pretty
You did
cool.
great.
No,
Thank you.
Heaven's alive. Please don't. Please don't.
So we appreciate you guys being here. Thank you, everybody who's been watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe,
Please.
pass it out everywhere, because how often are we going to get to talk to these folks?
Right.
Hopefully more. Hopefully
Yeah,
more.
exactly.
That's the time.
That is great.
Big time.
So we'll see you guys on the next exciting adventure of Smoking Underground. And remember, to smoke is human, but to smoke a cigar,
Is
That's divine.
divine.
I'm man.
Indeed.
All set.
Take
we'll see you
care.
next